after dark. A phone left ringing, a note, a mark, a face on a board. A town holds still, one missing piece against our will. Look close, stay sharp, every detail leaves a spark. Find the trace, find the trace. Hold that line, hold that face. Find the trace, find the trace. Not tonight, not erased.
Ashley Loring HeavyRunner was a member of the Blackfeet Nation. Friends and family described her as caring, funny, and deeply connected to the people around her. She lived on the Blackfeet Reservation near the town of Browning, Montana, a rural area surrounded by mountains and open land near Glacier National Park. Ashley came from a close-knit family, and according to those who knew her, it was extremely unusual for her to suddenly stop communicating with loved ones. But in June of 2017, that's exactly what happened. Ashley was last seen in early June of 2017. According to reports, she had been attending gatherings and spending time with friends in the Browning area before disappearing. One of the final reported sightings came after Ashley allegedly asked someone for a ride outside of a party. After that, she was gone. Her family quickly became concerned when they could no longer reach her. Ashley's sister, Kimberly Loring, later said that Ashley would never willingly disappear without contacting her family. As days turned into weeks, panic began to spread. Ashley's family refused to sit back and wait. Volunteers organized searches across the reservation, combing through fields, wooded areas, abandoned properties, and remote back roads. Searches were physically exhausting and emotionally devastating. But despite repeated efforts, no trace of Ashley was found. Over time, her disappearance began drawing national attention. Advocates pointed to Ashley's case as another example of Indigenous women disappearing without receiving the same level of urgency or media coverage as other missing person cases. As the investigation continued, disturbing rumors began circulating throughout the community. There were reports that Ashley may have attended multiple parties in the days before her disappearance. Witnesses allegedly provided conflicting stories. At one point, there were claims that Ashley had been harmed and buried somewhere on the reservation. Search teams even investigated areas based on tips, but no confirmed evidence was publicly recovered. It's important to remember that many of these claims remain unverified. But for Ashley's family, the rumors reinforced one painful belief: someone knows what happened and someone is staying silent. Ashley's family has openly criticized the handling of the investigation. They've said communication with investigators was inconsistent, and they felt forced to conduct much of the research effort themselves. Jurisdictional issues between tribal, federal, and local authorities reportedly complicated the case even further. And this is not the first time I've heard that. Over time, Ashley's disappearance became a symbol of a much larger crisis affecting Indigenous communities across the United States and Canada. A crisis where many families say their loved ones disappear and are forgotten. Ashley's case is now closely connected to the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women movement, often called MMIW. For years, activists and families have raised concerns about disproportionately high rates of violence and disappearance involving Indigenous women. Many cases remain unsolved, and many families continue fighting for answers long after media attention fades away. Ashley's family has continued to speak publicly, organizing awareness campaigns and pushing investigators not to let her case go cold. Ashley Loring HeavyRunner disappeared in 2017. She was only 20 years old. Nearly 10 years later, Her family is still searching, still waiting, still hoping that someone will finally come forward with the truth. Because somewhere out there, somebody may know exactly what happened that night. And until answers come, Ashley's story remains one of the most haunting unsolved disappearances in the United States. If you want to keep cases like Ashley's in the public eye, please consider liking this video, subscribing, and sharing respectively. Awareness matters, and somebody somewhere may still hold the missing piece to this mystery.
Last seen by the gate, just after dark. A phone left ringing, a note, a mark, a face on a board. A town holds still, one missing piece against our will. Look close, stay sharp. Every detail leaves a spark. Find the trace, find the trace. Hold that line, hold that face. Find the trace, find the trace.